I'm David Hanna with Texas Cash Investor, and I'm here with Tiffany Pham, our acquisitions manager, and with Deborah Colmenares, who is a customer of ours. We actually purchased one of her properties, and so actually two properties. Um, and so we're going to talk to her a little bit about what the process was like. Tiffany, did you want to get started?
Yeah. So Deborah, you reached out to me, I think through a postcard that we sent you in the mail. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, or I guess David and I wanted to ask you if you could describe what type of property you sold to Texas Cash Investor and the condition that it was in.
Well, the first property was on a 3.6 acre lot that had a house on it with stilts that was not in good condition. And then the 5.8 acres was totally a brushy, tree filled lot.
Okay. So, so Deborah, can you tell us why you chose to sell it with us rather than list it with an agent to sell it, the traditional way?
Well, I had it listed with an agent for about 2.5 years, and I never got a single phone call. Not only that, I didn't get any updates on whether there was any contact for the property or if anything was going on at the property. And so I canceled that contract and I didn't renew it.
Okay.
Y'all reached out at just the prime time for me.
That was lucky for us too.
What were your fears about working with us, if you had any?
I didn't really have any fears. Talking with you, I was totally comfortable with what the decision I'd made to use y'all or to sell the property to you. I didn't have any fears at all.
Okay. So I know that a lot of people have mistrust when they get these phone calls from people wanting to buy property, or they get postcards from people that want to buy property, and they think that, I don't know, it's some kind of scam or something like that. Or
Right.
what made you decide to trust us to buy your property?
Well, experience with those calls. I had probably received, I can't tell you how many calls I received, and also the little postcards in the mail. But when I talked to Tiffany, everything just seemed to, every question she asked was reasonable, and she accepted my answers. Um, Everything that she explained to me was very clear, and just that's one reason why, or the most reason why, I decided to go with you.
Very good.
Did you experience any problems with us in the transaction? And if you did, how were they resolved?
There were no problems at all. I mean, we started the transaction. You went step by step by step with me. Any questions that I asked, you answered right away. If I sent you a text questioning something, you called me or texted me back right away. Uh, there, that's how it was. And when we finally got the transition moving, everything went so smoothly. It was almost that was almost scary.
Very good. So you may have already answered this with this previous answer, but what did you like about working with Texas Cash Investor?
Well, y'all seem to be so honest, and everything that Tiffany asked me, when she asked it, it seemed like a simple question, and she was willing to listen to the details that I had to tell her. And it just was everything was just smooth and simple.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being run away, don't do business with them, and 10 being that you highly recommend Texas Cash Investor and would work with us again in the future, where would you rate your experience, or where would you say you stand?
Probably 15 or 20. Definitely 10.
Awesome. So, we have a lot of people that we talk to that they want to sell their property to us, but they're kind of sitting on the fence. They've heard horror stories about what happens when you sell to investors and they don't close, or that kind of thing. What would you tell to somebody that's thinking about doing business with us that's sitting on the fence?
Well, I've never used a property investor before, and but everything seemed to be so simple and move so quickly that I wouldn't be afraid. As a matter of fact, I plan on listing 6 more properties with you.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate your time, and hopefully this helps some other people that are thinking about doing business with Texas Cash Investor.
Okay, I sure hope so. They won't be disappointed at all.